What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another live stream. Excited to see everyone. How everyone is doing today. What's up, everyone?
Oh my god, I'm hearing myself.
To another live stream.
I'm hearing myself.
Excited to see everyone. There we go. Problem solved. How everyone is feeling today. Happy to see everyone back again. Today I had a busy day on Laravel Cloud. I won't lie to you. That was busy, but I'm doing fantastic. Roberto, how you doing? Pick and Flow, nice to see you. I do have a pull request from you to see Pick and Flow. I will check that today. CV Timal, how you doing? Nice to see you, dude. OGL, nice to see you. Good evening to you as well. Nice to see everyone. Rizelis is asking why were you late? Dude, I was just busy on Laravel, literally. Literally working on getting cloud ready for next week. So I had to literally code a feature today. But yeah, it's literally finished at least a day. Laravel Cloud is doing fantastic, dude. We are ready. We are so ready. So super happy for next Monday, and excited to see what everyone will think about Laravel Cloud. Dan, nice to see you. What's up, dude? Hi, nice to see you. How you doing? Code with Dennis, Double Nuno. Yeah, that was Double Nuno. Problem with my I had the stream opened. That's why. Bina, nice to see you. First time watching you live, even though I usually watch all the live streams on the next day. Feels really different now. Yeah, man, the live experience is just so much better. I'm gonna just tell you that up front. You can literally communicate with me, just be live right here, bam, bam, boom. It's just so much better, okay? Yeah, productive day here as well. For me, Ben James, nice to see you. How you doing, dude? Yeah, next Monday, dude. Big day for us next Monday. I can tell you that, okay? I can tell you that. Next Monday will be a big one, okay? Probably the biggest day on the Laravel history. So, oh my god, I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, man, nice to see you. How you doing, dude? You pumped? I'm also pumped. I can tell you that. I'm also pumped. Okay. So that being said, yesterday we have made insane progress on my talk for Laracon India. In case you don't know, I'm actively working on my modern PHP tooling talk, and you guys know it's literally about PHP, modern PHP, with Pint, Pack, PHP stand, Reactor, past PHP, parallel testing. Talking about parallel testing, did you guys saw the video I published? I published a video on why parallel testing is so important right there. Testing, did you guys saw the I hope you guys testing is so What am I doing? Parallel testing is so important right there. Not this one. Yeah, there you go. I published a video about parallel testing, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. And yeah, but I mean, parallel testing, of course. And today I want to focus on type coverage, code coverage, and architectural testing. I want to focus on these three and hopefully make good progress on them, and finally compose the scripts if we have the time. If we have the time, my friends. Oh yeah, baby. Tech99 is saying, love from Bangladesh. How you doing, dude? Nice to see you. Granger, nice to see you as well. Power Hustle Progress PHP. Oh yeah, baby. Cody Dennis is saying, I started to look at Reactor because of your old video. That's awesome, dude. You will love Reactor PHP. Reactor PHP is just absolutely great, okay? Okay, I think we should do my talk before jumping to the new topic. So basically, you guys know, I have made pretty much all these slides. This one, 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 and this one. In this one as well. I barely remember the topics though, so I need to go here into my notes. Okay, I think what I will do is that every time I end the slide, I will come to this to literally remind myself what was this slide about, okay? But that being said, let's just do the entire presentation to see how much time it's taking. I barely remember the topics, and just keep in mind that I have barely rehearsed this, okay? But let's just do it. Arodev, thank you so much for the subscription through Prime. That's a second month subscription. I really appreciate your support, dude. Pick and Flow is saying, you should set up the page you can link to this talk. That show you... You should set up page you can link to in talk. That shows our deep dive into this topic. Can you elaborate, Pick and Flow? Sorry. Next, hey, how you doing, dude? What's up, Nuno Nation? I love the Nuno Nation for some reason because of the triple N. You know, Nuno Nation. I really like it. Ooh, Tom is asking. I have questions. That's good, dude. Pinkery used event pattern, not actions, which is not clean. You now recommend actions. You have used actions in Laravel Cloud. What did you mean when you said that yesterday? Well, what I meant about that is Pinkery uses events, basically, okay? So every time I update, for example, a question on Pinkery, I'm dispatching an event and then listening on these random places for that update, okay? And what I've ended up understanding from that is that events literally cause side effects that I cannot control. So on Laravel Cloud, I have developed everything using the actions pattern. So each time something happens, such as creating an account, I have literally right on the front of me what exactly happens when an account is created and not as a side effect, you know what I mean? So it's so much better, dude. So much better. 1,000 times better. Oh, got you, Pick and Flow, meaning compiling a list of all the videos to these tools. Yeah, that could be a good idea. I will do that, Pick and Flow. Thank you for that. What's up, Pars? Nice to see you, dude. Welcome to the live stream. All right, folks, I love to chat, but we need to grind, okay? Let's just do the entire talk. Today, I'm going to start by doing the entire talk from the beginning until where we ended up yesterday, and then we jump to new slides, which are these ones, okay? This is literally the stuff we have not done yet. Type coverage, code coverage, architectural testing, and composer scripts, okay? Is the music okay, or is it a little bit too loud? Let me know, folks, before I start. Jigal is saying, hi from Laracon EU location. Hi, man, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, I don't use listeners on Laravel Cloud. Okay, perfect. The music is good on Twitch. All good. All right, let's just get started. How are we regarding changes, though? Of course, we have a bunch of changes. Ooh, why we have this, though? We don't need this. But let's put the font a little bit bigger, the usual stuff. It wouldn't be a stream if you wouldn't start making the font bigger, right? There we go. Okay, I can remove this file. And I can probably add this file as well to the git ignore. Go. I can also ignore this one. Perfect. All right, folks, let's get started. Which is the first file I need to check on this one? Go here into the index.php, right there. And if I remember correctly, the very first file I need to check is Pint app service provider. Okay, so let's leave that open here, right here. All right, cool. A coding profile? Where would I do that? Like, you know, creating a coding profile. Where exactly can I do that? Shiba, this is PHP, okay? All right, folks, let's get started. Let's go to the first slide. So I'm literally about to re-arse this talk from the beginning. First slide tells me what I need to do before going on stage. Second slide actually starts the talk, okay? So I'm gonna start a presentation mode. I don't use that, actually. All right, I'm gonna do the talk, put the timer on. You guys let me think. You guys gonna hear this talk, and you guys let me think what do you think about this talk, okay? Let's get started. What's up, Latacon? I'm super happy to be here today. For those who don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro. I am Laravel Core team member and also the creator of one of the most popular testing frameworks in the world, Past PHP. Today, I'm not here to talk about Laravel or Past. I'm here to talk about PHP, more precisely about modern PHP tooling. I've been super into this topic, really trying to understand and compile what makes PHP so modern in 2025. So today, we are going to speak about linting, fixing typos, type checking, modern syntax, parallel testing, type coverage, code coverage, architectural testing, and composer scripts. I hope you guys are excited, so buckle up and let's just get started. The first thing I'd like to talk to you about is linting through things like Laravel Pint. Now, most of you already know what Laravel Pint is because it just comes by default in Laravel. For those who don't know, Laravel Pint is quite simple to use. The only thing you have to do, it's basically, every time you unstyle anything in your project like so, you come to the terminal and you type the following. You type vendor bin pint. And of course, automatically, pint PHP will just style your code. This is very handy. You can have this on the CI and literally you will make sure that your code is always consistent and is always styled. Now, what people typically don't know about Laravel Pint is the way it can be customized to make your code literally perfect. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to move here all the way down to this pint.json file, which exists right here. And what I will do here is uncomment this file so it can actually be used by Laravel Pint. Now, this file contains some of the rules that the PHP CS fixer uses behind the scenes, like for example, declare strict types on the top of each single file, mark all my classes as final, reorder my classes, and much more. But let me just show you, okay? So uncomment this configuration file, and then I'm going to move here into my app service provider, and you will see that with this new configuration file, which contains custom rules of my Pint configuration, I can just run Pint, and automatically Pint will do so much more. One of the things is literally adding declare strict types on the top of my files. Also make sure that all my classes are literally final by default. Everything has strict types, but also something really handy is ordering imports. So if I go here into my app service provider, for example, and I decide that for any reason I should have a private function like this, with Laravel Pint, it will basically move this private function all the way down to the end of my class. So as you can see, private functions come in the bottom, public functions come to the top, because typically what you want to see is what is your public API, which makes a lot of sense. So this is some of the things you can do with Laravel Pint. There's also other things which are considered risky refactors, which is, for example, add strict equality. So if I go to my pint.json, you can see that I have this rule somewhere with the name strict comparisons true. Now, this is very handy, but I want to explain you why this is so handy. If I were to uncomment this single line right here, the result of this expression dd1 equals to 1 as a string, most of you probably would say, well, the result of this expression will be effectively false. However, because of the nature of PHP and because we are not using strict comparisons with triple equal, this result will be effectively true. So what I can do is with Pint enable this strict comparison. And once I do this, if I run Pint right now on this project, you will see that it will automatically add strict comparison to this comparison right here. And if I were to run now PHP Artisan, I will get effectively the good result, which is false. So this is so handy. And as you can see, customizing your pint.json can really make your code really perfect. And that's it for the first slide. I kind of need to recap a little bit what is in the second one. What do you guys think about this so far? So this is 4 minutes and 30 seconds already, okay? 4 minutes and 30 seconds. CV Jamal is saying, I like that you are fast, but you will speaking slower on stage. Yeah, I will speak slower on stage, that's for sure. So absolutely 30 seconds to 40 seconds estimate on top of this, which makes 5 minutes already. How do you install Paint? Do you use Laravel? If you don't use Laravel, you need to type composer require Laravel/Paint. If you use Laravel already, it's just there. So you just type vendor bin Paint. That's it. Yeah, Pick and Flow. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that you are saying that this was a big step from yesterday. I also feel like it tends to happen over time when I'm rehearsing nonstop, you know, because I will rehearse like this talk pretty much once per day. What ends up happening is that I will basically curate my speech, you know, because I will know what works, what doesn't work, and it will basically curate my speech to the point through muscle memory. I just know everything I will say, you know. No, too fast right now. Yeah, I know. But yeah, let's move here into the second slide, which obviously we have prepared already, a bunch of it already. Okay, so the next one is pack, exactly. And what did I have to say about pack? I wrote not a lot about pack, but I guess I'm gonna improvise, which is fine. Okay, let's see if I can do... No, I cannot do PHP stand. Let's do pack. Okay, cool. And this is Laravel Paint, which is already available in your Laravel installation by default. Now, the next stop will be about PHP Pack. Now, most of you probably don't know Pack PHP because it was literally created 3 weeks ago between me and my audience on Twitch. And if you don't know, Pack PHP is a project I have created, and what it does, it's literally fixing typos in your project. You have tools like PHP Stand or Paint, which fix, you know, issues in your code, but also styling, but you don't actually have something that fixes or focus only on typos. And this is what Pack PHP is about. And I would like to show you 1 or 2 examples, which I think you will really like. So I'm going to move here into this project, and I'm going to open this file with the name person value object. Now, one of the problems I have on this person value object is that the comment on the top of this method right here has a typo on the name. As you can see, is named name with double E. Same goes with the method, which is named get name with double E, which is obviously a problem. So to address this issue, something I can do is run pack PHP. So I'm going to type vendor bin pack. Now, Pack PHP will basically scan all my code, try to find all the typos, and I can see that immediately it just found 2 typos on this person value object. One of them being on a method name, the second one being on the comment of this method. So I'm going to just rename this from person name to person name, removing the typo on both places. And now I'm going to run pack, and it will tell me that I don't have any more misspellings on this project. It's a small tool, but pretty handy, literally, to fix all the typos you have in your project. Unlike Paint, Pack PHP doesn't come by default in Laravel, so you have to literally require through Composer. Okay, 6:21 seconds. Okay, it was cool. I think it was fine. Clear. Thank you, Target. Appreciate it. Thank you. I would call it out why Pack is helpful. Cleanliness, professionalism, etc. Yeah. literally telling people that you would use something like this, you do have to, if you'd like to have your code really professional and things like that, I could do that indeed. All right, jumping into PHP Stan, what do we have? Most of you probably already know. If you don't know what you are doing with your life, it's the equivalent of TypeScript, the point where you can push to prod with your eyes closed. Yeah, I'm not sure I will be able to memorize all of this, but what you're doing with your life, TypeScript for PHP, eyes closed. Yeah. What are the examples though I have prepared? Oh, the ones on the user controller. No. Yeah, article controller. There you go. Okay, I remember this one. All right, cool. Let's do it. All right, the next step is to talk about one of the favorite tools I have found on the PHP ecosystem. It's called PHP Stan. And honestly, if you don't know PHP Stan in 2025, what the heck are you doing with your life? You know, PHP Stan is literally the TypeScript of PHP, and it gives you so much type safety that you can literally ship to prod with your eyes closed. Hopefully, I'm going to show you 1-2 examples that will really convince you why PHP Stan is so important these days. I'm going to move here in back to my project, and I'm going to open this controller I have with the name Article Controller. As you can see, it's a very basic controller. However, you can immediately spot some of the problems we are going to have here. For example, I'm literally having this DD as a leftover, which is obviously a problem. Now, I'm watching this file right now, but imagine having to check all of the files in your project to see if you have problems and bugs. Even worse, have to run all of the files you have in your project to see if they have any problems whatsoever. So this is where PHP Stan is so handy, because you can literally go to your terminal and type vendor bin PHP Stan. Now, once you do this, PHP Stan will scan all your project and literally point you in the right direction, telling you what is wrong. And as I can see, right here on my terminal, I can see that the article controller have a problem on line 18, which is unreachable code. And I can see that indeed this code is reachable thanks to this DD. So I'm going to just remove the DD, run vendor bin PHP Stan once again, and now I have 2 problems. Check how cool this is. This first problem is I'm calling statically this all method on this class that does not exist. So obviously I forgot an import. Even PHP Storm is telling me that. So what I'm going to do here is just import this controller on the top of my class. Right there. And hopefully if I do this, I will go from 2 errors to a single one. There we go. And the final one is that the index controller method should return a view, but is returning effectively an integer. So I can just fix that by removing this and replace this with a view just like that. And if I do this, hopefully PHP Stan will no longer complain anymore. As you can see, this is super handy because instead of having to run all your code in your entire project, you can literally have this friend that you can run in your terminal to detect problems for you. This is the equivalent of TypeScript in the PHP world, and honestly, if you are not using this tool today, you are literally ignoring one of the best tools the PHP ecosystem can offer you. What do you guys think? That was a solid one, right? Oof. I know, dude. I know I'm always using literally. I know. And I noticed that as well when I am editing my videos. There is a few things. I mean, everyone have like filler words, I feel, when people are speaking. One of them, for me at least, is the literally word, which hopefully when I'm doing this presentation, I won't say that much, okay? This is like static analysis for PHP, a little bit different from a compiler. For example, TypeScript goes to your JavaScript project and effectively compiles this new syntax plus adds static analysis for JavaScript. However, PHP stand is only the static analysis part. You don't have actually access to new features using PHP stand. It could be cool though, you know, having PHP stand doing those things, but it's still not the case. Thank you, Pick and Flow. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I will for sure make like a few mistakes right now. I think it's kind of expected. I literally rehearsed this talk 2 times, like yesterday and today. So it's kind of expected that I have to think a little bit about the things I have to say. What's up, Renato? Welcome to the live stream. Pars is saying, I think is authentic and not a big issue. Just an observation. Yeah, I know. It's fine. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it. Thank you. By the way, chat, if you just arrived, my name is Nuno, PHP and Laravel developer. Today, I'm preparing a talk for LaraCon India, which hopefully will be ready by then. I have a lot of work next week, so I kind of trying to prepare everything up front already. Next week will be so much stuff about Laravel Cloud, which hopefully I'm trying to bring to this live stream. Next week, we are going to have Laravel Cloud, Laravel 12, the new starter kits. We have pretty much all days booked for this news. So I kind of want to spend today on this, on finishing this talk a little bit. So next week we can focus on this news, you know. What are you guys are most excited about? Laravel Cloud, Laravel 12, or the starter kits? Laravel 12, really? Because Laravel 12 will be pretty much only dependencies upgrades, you know? It won't be actually new features on Laravel 12. Probably 1 or 2, but nothing like as big as starter kits, for example. Laravel Cloud matter? Yeah, me too, man. Tom is asking, would you recommend using Laravel Octane? Yeah, man, I mean, on Vapor, Laravel Cloud, the only thing you have to do to enable Octane is just a toggle switch, which is super handy. So there is no reasons why you wouldn't use Laravel Octane. You just need to be careful when you are using Octane to not share dependencies between requests. So, you know, avoid singletons, avoid any sort of shared state between requests, static properties and things like that. I think like if you are using Laravel 11, you should be able to operate the Laravel 12 without any problems whatsoever. I think even the PHP version is the same, the minimum required one. So there is no reason why you wouldn't be able to upgrade, assuming that you are using Laravel 11. Gabriel, thank you so much for his subscription on Prime 2 months in a row. Thank you, dude. Appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I feel like I will start for sure either an app on Livewire with Flux or an app with React, you know? I like both starter kits. I think both are great. Livewire, if you want to be super fast or crazy fast. React, if you want to have an extra level of smoothness as an SPA feeling, basically. Yeah, both will be great. Livewire basically will have Flux for free, which is awesome. What are you guys are working on at the moment? I've been telling you that I've been working on cloud. What do you guys have been working on, you know? I'm curious about that. Taki is asking, do you use Laravel Cloud Docker? Can you elaborate a little bit? Brownato, thank you so much for the subscription through Prime. I really appreciate your support, dude. Thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome, man. Thank you, appreciate it. All right, so the next stop will be Rector PHP. So we cannot talk about PHP Stand without talking about Rector. PHP Stand warns you about issues. Rector fixes those issues. You can be ready for PHP upgrades. Some examples. What were the examples though? Oh, was the switch stuff? Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So this is PHP Stand. If you want to start using PHP Stand, especially on Laravel projects, make sure to use Lara Stand because it's kind of an extension on top of PHP Stand. It just gives you so much more insights about your Laravel project. And the next step is really talk a little bit about Rector PHP. And honestly, if you are using PHP Stand, it's almost impossible to talk about PHP Stand without talking about Rector PHP. If PHP Stand warns about issues, Rector PHP will effectively remove all your problems, will kind of fix these issues for you. And hopefully I will show you 1 or 2 examples which will convince you that you should start using Rector PHP today. You can upgrade your PHP projects from PHP 7 to PHP 8 by running Rector PHP in the terminal. It takes a couple of seconds, but you will have your code modern in seconds, which is absolutely awesome. So let me show you 1 or 2 examples about Rector PHP. I'm gonna move here into this Laravel project once again, and this time I'm gonna go to this file with the name user controller. Now, this little file right here, as you can see, I literally need to comment some of this stuff though. Yeah, typically this would be like this, using very old code. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to move here into this Laravel project and open this user controller. Now, you can immediately spot a couple of things here which makes this code a little bit like old. One of them being the fact that we don't have a return type, and obviously I also have this switch condition, which is a little bit outdated. You probably should rely now on match statements. But the thing that comes to me immediately is this array syntax, which I don't know which PHP version is using this array syntax, but it's probably coming from PHP 5. Now, if you have a huge code base, it's kind of risky to go kind of everywhere in making sure that this code is modern in using modern syntax from PHP 8. So what you can do is use Rector PHP, and to use that, it's kind of simple. You just go to your terminal and you type vendor bin rector. Now, I'm going to use this flag, which is dry run, so you can see the changes before those changes being applied to your code. I'm going to run this, and you will see that in a couple of seconds, Rector PHP goes to my code base and upgrades and fixes my code base to the latest versions of PHP. On this user controller, you can immediately spot a couple of things. So Rector PHP came to this function, and the first thing he did is adding a return type array automatically without me having actually changing any code. The second thing Rector PHP did is refactoring all this entire switch statement to a match statement from PHP 8.4, which is absolutely awesome. And then he also converted this very old syntax to kind of modern square brackets syntax, which is way better. And finally, he kind of removed as well this unneeded variable and returns the match statement automatically, which is absolutely awesome. So I'm going to run Rector now, but without the flag dry run. So Rector will effectively apply the changes automatically to my project. And as you can see, I now have this modern syntax in my project in a couple of seconds, which is absolutely awesome. So this is Rector PHP, is for free, and just like Pack PHP, you need to opt in to include this Rector PHP project in your project. Okay, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Taki is asking, I mean, whether the application is running on Docker or an dedicated server. Both, actually, meaning that is running on Docker, Kubernetes. So it's kind of physical servers behind the scenes. So Pick and Flow, your idea for co-working stream makes me want to create a page where people can log in to co-work and everybody can share the screen or video during breaks to show off what they did, planned starting this weekend. Oh, really? That's awesome, man. I would love to see that idea, you know. An idea that I would have for you, though, is make sure that, you know, that video call, literally, where people can share their webcam. It's like peer-to-peer, you know? So basically, I would share only with you. You didn't have to go through a server. It's a great idea, though. Yeah, basically, yeah, social media to solve a little bit loneliness issues. That's for sure, man. I mean, once I have started live streaming, I feel like I've been more happy, literally, because I come to the live stream, I just speak a lot. I speak more in this 1-2 hour than I speak the entire day, and it feels really cool, to be honest. I feel refreshed when I'm done with the stream, basically. Past is good to use on Filament? Absolutely, dude. Past is good to use on any PHP project. Raunato is saying, first time chat, by the way, so thank you. Thanks for coming. If you don't know me, Nuno Maduro here. Bam, bam, boom. Rod Nato is saying, I'm using Past with 100% code coverage, nice, plus Pint Reactor. PHP Stand was slowing me down too much. Try PHP Stand level 4 or level 3, you know? You don't have to use PHP Stand at level 10. That's kind of a mistake that everyone does, and then they feel disappointed. Use PHP Stand level 3 or 4. I feel that, you know, that won't get in your way, and you will love it. Parse is saying, answering to Pick and Flow, a lot of my friends are talking about it. I think loneliness is a real issue these days. Keeping your old friends together who aren't close to you geographically is something, yeah, I mean, I feel the same. Like, I barely speak with my childhood friends, to be honest. It's been ages, basically, because everyone have family now, and obviously we are living in separate places, different towns, but also I have my life, which is always busy every day, and they are their own lives, and after literally work, everyone is tired, so it's so complicated. A great idea, Pick and Flow. Excited to see about that. Exactly, the peer-in-peer, yeah, because basically I didn't have an idea of doing something like that, but I remember I had to solve a problem where you would basically connect people through a video call, and it wouldn't scale if the call would go to the server. So obviously one of the solutions was this peer-to-peer webcam connection, which really works good if you have like 2-3 people. The problem is when you have more than 2-3 people, then it doesn't scale for the client himself because he needs to send his video camera through like 10 people, 10 different people. So, but if you want to do like 1-3, 1-4 webcam connections, that basically work. Why is the music always stopping? Jesus Christ. Can you guys hear the music though? I hope you do. Well, maybe not now, right? Because it just stopped. But how about now? Govar! Welcome to the live stream, dude. Nice to see you. Mdabad is saying, every time say PHP died, PHP surprises with beautiful news. That's true, dude. I agree with you. João Souza is asking the following: what type of things you use or you do to keep your controller slim? I use actions, man. I have a YouTube video about that, by the way. Here we go. Go to my YouTube channel, and I have a video about the actions pattern, okay? So you go here, you type actions, and you check this video right here. It's one of my popular videos, by the way. A lot of actions, the secret sauce, and what this is about is literally how can you use actions to make your controller slim. One of my favorite videos. I also have this video, clean Laravel controllers with actions and form requests. which also explains a little bit how do I use actions to make my code clear. Something I have yet elaborated a little bit, probably I should do a video about that, is how do I chain actions in actions, which is something I've been using a lot, and it's also super popular, okay? Ronato is saying that I have made an article about uploading images with past. Is this one? Renato, I think this is the one, right? Ooh, also using actions, I see. Nice, dude. Nice. That's awesome, man. Dude, I think, you know what? I think I should do some sort of once per week, literally every Monday or every Wednesday or something like that. I just received files like this, and I'm gonna review these files like I would do at Laravel, basically, you know? What do you guys think about that? I think it would be awesome. Literally just come to this, receive files like this, and just review everything to tell you, you know, if I would do it this way or not. Immediately something that jumps to me is that we are not using generic annotations here. So something I would do here is literally use generic annotations. But this looks awesome, by the way. I would probably make this class read-only as well. So final read-only class attach photo action. I would remove these two comments. I don't feel they actually add a lot of value. For me, it's kind of clear that if you have a handle method and plus uploaded file, you are kind of returning a photo behind the scenes. I also see that this action depends of the HTTP layer. Not sure if I feel comfortable at that, but besides that, this looks awesome. A transaction. So you basically create the modal by storing the photo, which is okay. And you also store all the variants. Probably overkill, but if any of these operations goes bad, for example, this works, this works, this works, and this doesn't, all of these photos or files will still be persisted on the disk, which is not crazy bad, you know. Honestly, if we were to worry about all those things, our code will be infinite. But it's looking cool. Then you go to each one of the variants of the photo. So every time I see something like this, it's either no, this is looking cool, meaning that the cast is an array. Okay, so every time you go to each one of the variants, it's missing some type pins here. You can use type coverage to literally add all the types right here, and then you dispatch a job to literally resize that. Nice, man. Good job here. Cool stuff, man. Live streams on YouTube and Twitch doesn't work properly. The Twitch tab has 5 gigabytes on Chrome. Really? I had no idea, man. I don't know. Twitch is just awesome. I like stream. Yeah, I think it's actually a good idea to literally review code. I've been thinking about that. We can do a little bit of that sometimes, you know. But I love this. Dude, this is solid code, by the way. Congratulations, okay? Congratulations. This is very solid code. It's code I would write myself. So, congratulations. I literally wrote code like this for Laravel Cloud 2 weeks ago. To upload photos for organizations and things like that. Absolutely awesome. Very cool, dude. Give me a tweet with this article and I'll retweet for everyone of my audience, okay? Very good job, dude. And you are even using like this count here. This is so important. You are literally confirming that the image is being resized 3 times to each one of the variants. So congratulations. I wish every article had code like this, to be honest. solid stuff. Renato Dinyard. Very cool stuff here, man. Thank you for this article. I will definitely go back into it every time I need to do file uploads in Laravel. And you have an example with actions on top of it. It's just awesome. I haven't never tried Laravel actions. For me, it's very difficult to understand why I would use a package for actions. You know what I mean? So maybe there is value on it. I just have to check it out, you know? You want the link of this article? Yeah, I will do it. There we go. People on YouTube were asking for the link. There we go. Posted on Twitch, on X, also on TikTok. You're welcome, Target. Thank you. The function at the end? You mean this one? Oh, so you actually use a real image behind the scenes? This is cool as well. Actually, every time I use fake images on Laravel, what I do typically is that I put just, you know, non-valid images, like, you know, dummy content inside, basically. Codizio, welcome to the live stream. I'm doing fantastic. But yeah, let's do the following. Let's do the following, folks. So today I want to focus on ending the talk. Let's do that. And maybe tomorrow we focus on reviewing other people's code, okay? You guys come to me with a bunch of links to your projects, and I'm going to jump to your project just like I did with this article and kind of reviewing a little bit, or code reviewing a little bit, your code if you want to, okay? Just be sure you send something that is a little bit understandable, because if it's like a bunch of code, we'll probably be complicated, okay? But yeah, let's do that, okay? Maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday. I'll have to think about that. So what I do have about parallel testing, though. Codizio is saying that today I was doing stuff with PCNLT. Yeah, that stuff is advanced, dude. I know what it is. It's not available on Windows, and it's a problem, but Taki is saying, do you use DTO on your projects? I don't. I find DTO is a waste of time, to be honest. I feel like if you can just provide arguments, just provide them as natural, you know? You don't need, like, a special class for that. Thank you so much, Govar Javar, for tier 1 sub to the community. Really appreciate. 3 gifts on the channel already. Thank you, man. Amdabad is asking if Dusk is good. Is good, but I mean, I'm gonna develop something even better for past 4. Okay, it's a work in progress by the team. By the way, I'm currently migrating Pinkery to cloud. Okay, breaks my heart unless you enjoy your test retake forever. Okay, cool. Let's do that one. The next stop will be to talk a little bit about past PHP. Now, I'm hoping that most of you already know past PHP. It's been talked a lot within the community. I'm also the creator of past PHP, but it truly breaks my heart when I see that people are using past but not leveraging parallel testing. And honestly, unless you enjoy your test suite being slow, I cannot see a reason why you wouldn't use parallel testing in 2025. Let me show you one example. I'm going to move here into this project once again, and on this test folder I have these unit tests that pretty much contains 4 features. Of course, each one of these features sleeps for 2 seconds, okay? So all of them are identical, and if I run this test suite on my terminal typing vendor bin past, you will see that The entire test suite combined takes about 8 seconds, which is expected having 4 features and every single one takes 2 seconds. However, something I can do as a no-brainer is literally come to your console and type vendor bin past -- parallel. And behind the scenes, what past will do is allocate each CPU you have in your laptop to each one of these tests, making effectively this test suite 4 times faster. As you can see, we just jumped from 8 seconds to 2 seconds just by adding the -- parallel. Behind the scenes, Laravel will automatically create a database for each one of your workers, a cache for each one of your workers. Everything will be running in isolation and you will have no problems. Besides not having a coffee break because your test suite will run in less time. So this is parallel testing, available on past. The only thing you have to do is chain -- parallel at the end of your test suite. That was a solid one, I think. Code with Rafi. I think tomorrow you just come to my live stream and you share your link of your project and we just review the project, like literally live. You know what I mean? You like the coffee joke? That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I will curate my speech while I'm rehearsing every single time. I will memorize some of the cool things like the coffee joke and kind of forget a little bit what doesn't work. So I just know that over time, this will become really polished. Lanut Nishita is asking why parallel testing is not the default. Probably will be on past 4. I have to think about that. Parallel testing doesn't work on every Laravel project. So, you know, it really depends if you are using if you have started Laravel a few years ago or way back in the days, basically. Alex is saying I have managed to run DeepSeek. Oh, really? Locally? Dude, I have tried DeepSeek locally and only like the first and the second model actually run. All of the good ones actually just take forever to run. And I have one of the latest MacBooks, M4 Pro or Max or whatever. So, you know. What's up, Marco? Welcome to the live stream. Nice to see you, dude. Ahmedabad is asking if it's faster, why Laravel doesn't delete the old test that takes more time and make that as a default. I mean, again, first of all, you guys need to understand that not everyone have huge test suites, okay? Not everyone have huge test suites. I'm probably a little bit paranoid about tests, so I have like, you know, on Cloud, for example, I have almost 3,000 unit tests, so that's crazy. So I do need parallel testing, otherwise I will wait 5 minutes. But yeah, not everyone have huge test suites. Alex is saying, I have managed to run DeepSeek because I have 8 GPUs. Interesting, dude. I assume, like, I don't even know, but I assume that my MacBook doesn't even have a GPU. I don't know. I don't have a graphic card, basically, so. Is it possible to run DeepSeek for coding like ChatGPT or GitHub Copilot? I have no idea. Alex from TikTok, can you answer this guy from Twitch? Can you run DeepSeek locally to serve as a GitHub Copilot, like to autocomplete your code or not? You're welcome, Code. You're welcome. Ronato is saying that MacBook has something like a GPU, and Roberto is also saying that. Oh, I didn't know. Well, I can tell you that it might have a GPU, but it was slow running DeepSeek, okay? M4, has a really powerful GPU tied to your RAM. Yeah, I have literally 36 gigabytes of RAM, so I don't know if this is a lot. You know, it is fast for the things I do, so I'm happy with that. Pick and Flow is saying it will show you which DeepSeek R1 models will work in your system. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I do know that only the first two, when I tried on this MacBook, worked. You know, the other ones were just slow. We have 64 gigabytes of RAM. It's just crazy that we are using, you know, these new MacBooks to literally run PHP, which runs in like, you know, not a lot of memory RAM. But currently, like when I have opened like PHP Storm and Streamlabs and Chrome and everything, it does consume a lot of RAM. Taki is asking, can you answer? Answer what exactly? Can you post the answer again, please? The question again, please? Taki is saying, you mentioned not using the HTTP layer in actions. How would you handle it in your actions? What do you mean exactly? I simply don't use the HTTP layer on actions. If I need to do something that depends on HTTP layer, I would do it on the controllers. That's it. What's up, football? Nice to see you, dude. How you doing? Welcome to the live stream once again. Alturik is asking, Nuno, is there any way you know of that can run seeders like migrations? You know, you add a new table migrations and only run those migrations. There is anything like that for seeders, for new migrations models? Can you elaborate in your question, dude? Sorry, I don't get it. Amdabad is asking if it's difficult for someone who uses Laravel to learn CodeIgniter or Symfony. I don't think you would want to learn CodeIgniter in 2025. If you've learned Laravel, probably will jump to Symfony very quickly. Okay, let's keep going. Today we have still like 3 slides to do, I think. All right, type coverage. So obviously type coverage, you guys know what type coverage is about. Allows you to know if your code is fully typed or not. So I go to my project on Laravel and I type vendor being passed -- type coverage, which is not available yet, so I need to enable it. I think I will basically git reset art, kind of ignoring everything, and I will type composer require past php / past plugin type coverage -- dev. Okay, to have type coverage installed on this project, and hopefully if I run now type coverage, it should just work. There we go. Okay, we have one user controller which is not typed on the return type live7, which is this one, because we are demoing type coverage after Reactor, this will be typed already. So I need to find a way of having something which is not typed at all. I think I'm going to create a new card value object, which will use untyped code, totally untyped code. Okay. Yeah, I have an idea. So I think I'm going to just basically do this stuff, like some very old code. Rafa, thank you so much for the resubscription through Prime. I really appreciate your support, man. Thank you for the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Is CodeIgniter still maintained, though? I don't even know. Oh. Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, CodeIgniter 4.6 was released literally in January 19. Oh, you use CodeIgniter v3? Interesting. Peter is asking, hi Nuno, we have PHP unit test suite that runs in parallel. It takes 25 to 30 minutes. Jesus Christ, dude. What would be the cause? How can you optimize it? We have a lot of tests, but I don't think it's uncommon. How many tests you have? What do you call a lot of tests? Yeah, I've used CodeIgniter 1 or 2 back in the days, but it's been a while. Oh my god, I also have used Zen Framework in 2010 when I was working with PHP on one of my first jobs. It wasn't bad, but I mean, Laravel is just 1,000 times better than those frameworks. I guess it's normal. Laravel is also more modern, so. Zen Framework. ZF, let's go. Something I will need to be careful here is not to have Rector literally styling this code, you know? Because otherwise it will screw my demo. Let me think. Let me run Rector on this. Otherwise I will have to comment this code basically for the type coverage demo. Oh, they renamed Zen Framework to Laminas? Interesting. Yeah, Rector will try to type this basically, so I need to come with a way here to avoid this. I think what I will end up doing is kind of commenting this out. And can I do this? Oh. Can I do this? Oh, yes, I can. How about now? Still tries to type this. Okay. Maybe I will just comment everything. Yeah, this will do it. Okay. What happens if I run type coverage on this? Cool. So basically it's telling me that the parameter the class property on the line 9 is not typed. The parameter argument on line 11 is not typed. The return type on line 11 is not typed as well. This will do the job. I can also do const myconst1, which is not typed as well. So this should also be, you know, type coverage should complain about this. Which version am I using though? I need to bump the PHP version to PHP 8.2. 8.4, I mean. You want me to explain Rector? Oh man, just explained that like 2 times today. It's basically a tool that you run in your project and will basically just refactor your code to be more modern. I have a video about this, by the way. Go to my YouTube channel and search for Reactor. I have a very good video about Reactor over there, okay? Okay, how about now type coverage? How are we? Nice. Okay, so type coverage is now complaining that we have a constant on alive 11, which is not typed. So to address this, I just come here and I type private const integer. Exactly. I'm gonna just do this as well. Oops, this is a string. Sorry. All right, perfect. This should do it as a demo, I think. So, card example. Okay. Do you guys have any tagline I could probably say about type coverage? Any cool sentence you guys can think about? We don't have any so far, so obviously demo, card example, card value object. Do you guys have any examples of very good punchlines or headlines for type coverage? Thank you, football. Appreciate it. Thank you. So 1,000, Peter, 1,500 tests is not a lot of tests. Well, it's a lot of tests, but not like something that would justify 25 minutes, okay? So I have something that typically causes parallel testing to be slow, okay? Go to your migrations folder and tell me how many migrations you have here. How many migrations you have? Because if you have thousands of migrations, potentially this is like slowing down your test suite because of the refresh database. Refresh database is slow if you have thousands of migrations. So what you can do is squash all those migrations to a simple SQL file, and that should increase or boost your test suite to be much, much faster. Exactly, football. Reactor is exactly for that. Literally make your code modern. Luis, I'm not exactly building anything. Today I'm preparing a talk that will give in 2 weeks. So kind of demoing a little bit some of the modern tooling I'm using in PHP. That's what am I doing. Using Laravel, indeed. Exactly. It's not something easy to debug, and not a lot of people know, but indeed, like having thousands of migrations and having them run every single test, especially with 1,000 tests, makes things so much slower. So just basically squash these migrations to a single file, basically, and this will kind of improve the test speed a bunch. Oh, it's fine, Dripping Castle. Catch you tomorrow or Monday, okay? See you next time, dude. Close to 100 migrations? Interesting. Okay, could be possibly that, you know? Give it a try, dude. Just squash and run your test suite and see how it goes. Okay, folks, we need punchlines for type coverage. Let me think. I think I want to demo code coverage before type coverage, though, so people do not confuse, you know? Let's actually do that. So talk about code coverage before jumping into type coverage. Because people may actually confuse code coverage with type coverage. So if I just talk about code coverage first, that will fix the problem. Do we have anything code coverageable on this project though? Big Inflow is saying you messed with the rest, now you use past. That could be a good one indeed. That's not bad. That's not as bad as I thought. You know, it's fine. I can possibly add a test for this guy. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go here into our feature folder and let's rename this to user controller test. And it may return a list of admins potentially. So getting users. Let's type something really dummy. Assert JSON. Oof. Yeah, okay. This would be oops. Oops. 404. Oh, do I have even a web route for this? Of course I do. Oh, the return type is an empty array. Oh, because I need to specify the type. Okay. Let's basically do that. This should do. Huh? Oh, it's not a nether though. I can name this route basically. Let's do that. Users index, articles index, and now this should do it. There we go. I'm using Pack in all my projects. I like it, man. I feel like Pack was a good addition, you know? Especially because it was so easy to do. So, super happy about Pack. I don't use Git hooks basically because, you know, typically I work with huge projects and all of them take forever to run the test suite, potentially minutes, and if I were to wait minutes before I were pushing code, you know, that wouldn't be productive. I do have a few ideas though for improve this, how fast pass forward will be. So one of the ideas is come to every single test, try to understand the dependencies of this test. So obviously through coverage, I can understand if this test have changed or not, and try to understand the underlying code used and generate an MD5 or an hash of the dependencies. And if the dependencies haven't changed, kind of, you know, not run the test at all and return back the cached result, which effectively with test suites that are thousands of files will make the test suite so much faster. It's just an idea that I have in mind. Roberto is saying that I tried to use pack in the older project without Composer. Without Composer? Dude, how much older are you talking about? Because if Composer is not there, that would be a old one, huh? Yeah, cache tests. I've been thinking about that. It could be potentially good improvement. But I have to think about that because, for example, if you have migrations, your database is effectively a dependency, which can change as well. But I would be down, for example, for use cache like locally, but on the CI, I would never like use cache tests. So we effectively run the entire tests on the CI. But like locally, I would kind of be happy if I would use the cached results, to be honest, you know? Peakenflow is saying, so if you add caching, would you have tests save each file it touched? Yeah, so basically I would track all of the dependencies, aka all the files he uses behind the scenes, and I would attach an MD5 to every single one of those files. Probably just keep... That's fast, by the way. That's not slow. It's literally fast. I can do that directly on the vendor folder and just keep track of those MD5s. And then if there's any file changed, we would run the test effectively. So something like app service provider probably touches everywhere, so it would run the entire test suite. But if you change like a model which is only used by a single test, for example, it would run only that test behind the scenes. The other ones will be like cached results, basically. Yeah, the pipeline, the CI would still run everything, that's for sure. Constantine is asking if I prefer actions or services. People tend to confuse a lot actions and service, by the way. The naming, people sometimes think is the same. I do use services and actions, but I use services only for external dependencies, basically, okay? I'm gonna set it this one. Dude, we need to make another live stream about actions, because I do get questions about actions literally all the time. But here we go. That's a video, by the way, about a lot of actions. Here we go, boys. Yeah, possibly an action stream, basically, I feel. Just talk about actions for an entire stream, and hopefully things will become a little bit more clear. Deep live. Yeah, I feel like I haven't dived deep enough on these live streams about actions, that's for sure. We can do that for sure. Okay, this task will probably make my coverage go a little bit higher, hopefully, and this will be enough for the demo. Oh, now I have this features taking forever. There we go. So the user controller is... Oh, I can show, for example, that because I'm testing the admin only, the user, which is on the line 15 to 17, is not being tested. So what I can say about this is that I should test as well the return the list of the other folks, which are users. Let's call this customers, I think. Customers. Should return 4, 5, 6. Run them all sounds like a Pokemon. What is an action? Risky. Check my video. Just on top of your comment, there's a link. Go there and check that video. Hey, what's up, Ducatan? Nice to see you, man. Welcome back. Ducatan is saying, I'm trying to implement actions in my company. I still have some doubts. Yeah, that's normal, dude. Football Maniac is saying, I'm a little bit fed up of this axional architectural momentum that everyone believes that everything should be adapters, abstracts, and whatever. Dude, that's... I wish... I mean, Laravel Cloud cannot be open source, right? But I feel like Laravel Cloud is the best project I have ever built in terms of, you know, have things cleared with actions and... you know, with this services folder, and I love it. You know, I love it. I wish it would be open source so you guys can see it, but Yucatan is saying that sometimes I fall into this rabbit hole where testing every single feature, and I feel like I'm getting nothing done. I mean, if you are doing a pull request, you know, I feel like it's perfectly fine if you focus only on adding tests to your feature. You don't have to like jump into other features and testing them if they are not part of the pull request you are working on. So if you just work and focus on the things you are developing, I think it's okay. Laravel Cloud are currently, I think it's like 4 people on the infrastructure, plus 5 people on the web app, plus 3 designers, plus a bunch of other people, but I think that's it. Runato, I was never a fan of running, you know, of using this auto click here to run the test suite. Not a fan of it. I would never go away of the Laravel default like structure. People sometimes talk about like, what should I do? I typically recommend just stay with the default Laravel structure and not try to create folders that do not make any sense. Basically, the only things I do is when I have my app folder, I have, you know, actions inside, and then I have services as well. But I think that's it, basically. I have probably one or 2 folders more on Laravel Cloud, but that's pretty much it. So I don't do domain folder or, you know, infrastructure folder or any of that crap. It's basically something, it's stupidly simple, basically. Okay, so here what I can do, I think, is that I'm going to skip this test, and I'm going to equally skip the test just below. So they don't run by default, so I can just come here and run coverage, explain to people that coverage is 0, and then I jump into these tests to add a little bit of code coverage to this. Yeah. All right, let's try to do a presentation about this. Probably I would be on the article or whatever at that point. Feel. Let's first commit this stuff, I think. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need that. Ooh, I do need that. I also have value objects and also have contracts. Good point, Peak and Flow. TV Jamal, good night, dude. I will think about that, Taki. I will think about that. Yeah, we can definitely do it live stream about some of the things I do on Laravel apps. I feel like Panstorm was actually a very good example of how I build apps. So you guys should go to this Panstorm project I have built here on this live stream, and you will see things like actions, for example, which kind of illustrates a little bit how I like to do things and why I dispatch jobs inside of actions and things like that. But obviously we didn't went deep on this, so all right, folks, let's do one run on this. Now, when talking about test suites, it's not only important to be fast, you also want to make sure that you effectively have tests for each one of your features. Now, it's kind of hard to know if all your code is being tested looking at your test suite. Typically, you would like to have a full report right there in your terminal, just pointing in the right direction about what is not being tested. And this is what code coverage is about and why code coverage is so handy. I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to move here into my PHP Storm, and I'm going to jump into this Laravel project. And obviously, we're working on this user controller, which, as you can see, is returning depending of the request type. If it's an admin, I'm going to return 1, 2, 3. If it's a customer, I'm going to return 4, 5, 6. Now, if I run my test suite, I don't actually have any indicator of if I have a test on this particular controller. In fact, if I jump into this feature folder, I do have 2 tests, but both of them are being skipped. So I don't have anything really testing this controller, and if I run this -- coverage, hopefully I will have this beautiful code report that will just tell me that this controller effectively have no tests at all. So as you can see, the user controller have 0% of code coverage, so it's not being tested at all. So what I can do here is unskip this test. So effectively I'm going to test that if I reach the route user index with the type admin, I'm going to see exactly 1, 2, 3. So if I run vendor bin pass with -- coverage, hopefully I will see now a little bit of code coverage on this endpoint. So we are now up to 66.7% of code coverage on this controller class. However, the code report from past PHP is telling me that the line 15 to 17 is still untested, which makes sense because it concerns the type customer. So if I go to my user controller.test, I can see that effectively I still have this test fully skipped. So I'm going to unskip this test and run my test suite, and hopefully now I will see 100% on that particular file only. And as you can see, I have now 100% code coverage on this particular controller, which makes up to 50% of total code coverage in my project. It's not the best, but it's already good, okay? So what you can do is tie this code coverage into your CI of preference with a minimum. So here, for example, I have this -- minimum of 50%, which hopefully will make my test suite pass because effectively the total is bigger than 50%. However, if I were to remove, for example, this particular test, my test suite should now fail because the total code coverage will be below 50%. So you can code this or cable this into your CI of preference, and all new pull requests will make sure the code coverage stays above the minimum requirement. Now, obviously, code coverage, if you don't run in parallel, will be slow. As you can see, it's taking 8 seconds total, so you can chain parallel with this code coverage report, and obviously this will run the code coverage much faster in 2 seconds only, and you still have the same code coverage report as you would have with sequential testing. So this is code coverage. It can literally tell you what is not being tested, which is very handy. I can make this so much better once I'm not tired. Jesus Christ, I'm so exhausted today, so I think I'm done with this talk today, I think. Football Maniac is saying, I need to convince the trade-off is good enough not to use the repository pattern and just couple to Eloquent. The repository pattern is a totally waste of time. Don't do it. Don't never do it. Eloquent itself is kind of a repository a little bit already because you can effectively change the driver behind the scenes, which, you know, kind of serves the purpose a little bit of the repository pattern, which is change the persistent layer driver. But Eloquent repository pattern is a totally waste of time because you are not leveraging Laravel itself. You know what I mean? Especially the features like model rod binding and things like that. Pick and Flow just said what I was about to say, which is the repository pattern allows you to switch databases easily, but Eloquent already does that. So, yeah, unless you are changing from NoSQL to SQL, it's just, you know, a waste of time. Yeah, Football Maniac is saying the repository pattern will allow you to switch ORM, but who changes ORM? Like, literally. You know, once you do a project on Laravel, that's it. You will be using Laravel for the rest of your life, and which is okay. You know, it's awesome. Laravel 12. I have no idea the exactly time of the launch of Laravel 12. All right, folks. Today I haven't made that much progress on this talk, to be honest, but I'm so tired from the day. So you guys will apologize me for ending the stream a little bit earlier because I'm going to rest a little bit. I know we haven't made a lot of progress on this talk, at least. So I went to... So the only thing I have done so far is kind of rearse all the talk up to parallel testing, which is not bad already. And then I also prepare the examples for past code coverage and past type coverage, but that was it. I didn't even jump to architectural testing or composer scripts, and probably I will do that in another day. Next live stream, I want to do that code review deal, okay? Because next week we have Laravel Cloud, Laravel 12, starter kits, and that will basically take all of the time next week. So I feel like tomorrow, let's review some code. Okay, so let's do the following, chat. Just grab some links you would like me to review, like literally review the code review. And I'm gonna open these links on this live stream, and I'm gonna review like how different I would do that code. We can literally also talk about actions if you have code that contains actions, for example. So let's do that. Okay, chat. Anyway, it was a fun live stream, made progress. I'm happy that I'm able to literally work on this presentation with you guys. It makes me kind of do two things combined, have fun, plus prepare a live stream, prepare a talk, which is okay. Hey Dan, see you tomorrow, man. Bye. Yeah, Charlie French boy, don't use the repository pattern. It's just a waste of time. Don't use it. I appreciate that we have reached that conclusion. I think not using the repository pattern is something that I think it's kind of common sense these days, you know? People just already know that. So I think the actions pattern, though, is kind of new, though. It's an old thing, but I mean, people are super into it right now, that's for sure. All right, folks. I'm gonna rest a little bit. Tomorrow, a video at 1 p.m. again, and at night, we are going to review some code, okay? That being said, catch you guys tomorrow. Yeah, catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out.